All right, happy Monday, guys. And last Monday of the month, I am super excited to talk to you guys about one of my favorite topics, and it's getting to Emerald, because this to me was everything in my business goal almost 7 years ago. It's so wild to even say that out loud, but this was something that I saw as that first achievable goal, and I got it, and it really did help build the momentum in my business. So real quick, those of you who don't know me, my name is Megan Blinka. I have been coaching for almost 7 years this March, and as I kind of hit that 6 to 6.5 and was realizing that I had to now round up to almost 7, it was like a mind-blowing moment to me, because I truly do feel like I just got started. I feel like I was that brand new baby coach who tuned into that Monday night call, eager to listen and learn. And honestly, I have replayed that over and over again, week after week, for the last 7 years. So whether this is your first call or you're 83rd like mine, welcome. I'm excited to talk to you guys more about getting to Emerald. I am going to share my screen. If you guys have comments, feel free to pop it in the chat bar, and I will definitely get to those as we go throughout. If you haven't, just quick plug, Team Cup. The Team Cup registration does end the 31st Sunday. I think 31st is Sunday. It will end the 31st. If you're not yet on a Team Cup team, hopefully you've caught the vibe through either your upline or the National Wake Up Call these last few weeks and different things in the back office. Get on a Team Cup team. It doesn't matter if you don't have a Star Diamond leader on the team. Honestly, my first Team Cup was a whole bunch of brand new coaches. We were all clueless. None of us had any rank advancements under our belt, and we honestly just had fun with it. We created really great relationships, and we went on to continue building our businesses together. So if you're not on one, either whether you're in the Dream Team page, heck, I think one of my girls just popped in the Champions page and was like, anyone need a Team Cup? And all of a sudden she's like, I'm on one. And I'm like, well, how did you do that? And she's like, oh, I just went on that Champions page and just jumped on a Team Cup. And I was like, I love it. That's what I like to see. It is such a great way to just build new relationships. So there's my little plug for that. And obviously, if you need help, reach out to your coach. But tonight is going to be about reaching Emerald. And it is honestly my favorite thing to talk about, because it is something every single person who is on this call can do. And if you already are Emerald, you could go Emerald again by getting 2 more coaches under your belt. So I want to start by helping you guys understand that Emerald, well, yes, we celebrate it, and yes, it's a rank advancement, and you hear about it, it is truly easy. And it's really understanding that mindset that Emerald is easy. Emerald is simply 2 people, and every single one of you could get to Emerald tonight after this call if you made a decision and believe that you could do it. So I want you guys, if you are not yet an Emerald coach, to grab, maybe you're like me and you just have a Post-it sitting on your desk all the time, write down I am an Emerald coach and stick it somewhere that you're going to look at it. And if you already are Emerald, write down I will sign up 2 more coaches by Thursday. Pick it down. And then we're going to keep going throughout this call, because I'm going to help you understand how you're going to get there. But it truly is just you plus 2 people. And I'll never forget when I signed up my very first coach. My first coach was my sister. So those of you who are new may not understand this or may not have heard this yet, but just so you know, any active duty military can sign up as a coach for free. So when I got started and knew nothing about the business, I had heard that piece somewhere along the line. I don't even know how I'd already heard that. And I was like, oh my gosh, my sister. So before I ever did the business and knew much about it, the first person who I had reached out to was my sister, letting her know, you can actually get this stuff cheaper than me because you're active duty military. I was like, will you be my first customer? Give me my first testimonial and be my first coach. And she was, of course, because she's my sister, like, tell me what to do and I'll do it. And when I did that, my coach sent me an email and she goes, oh my gosh, you're halfway to Emerald already. How did you do it? And I remember even like, halfway to Emerald? Well, I don't know. My sister signed up as a coach. So if that helped me get halfway, cool, but I don't like to be halfway anywhere. And that to me was that, again, that mindset and that decision was, well, if I'm halfway, I'm going to get the whole way. And wherever you are today, whether you're 0 or you're halfway or you need to get 2 more, it is that simple, that switch. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to get 2 more people. Now, there's a few things to understand. Yes, it's fun, right? You got the recognition, but it's also a huge business aspect, because this is when you unlock the compensation aspect of team cycle bonuses. And if you've ever been on a call that talked about right leg and left leg, we're not going to go into detail with that here. What I want you to understand is that once you reach an Emerald coach, you have the capability to earn up to $250 in team cycle bonuses. Now, if you are brand new, or maybe you're Emerald already and you've only earned 14, maybe that seems like a little bit so far out of reach, but I'm here to tell you, if you're consistent and stick with it, you'll see how that racks up. You'll see how you get closer and closer to that, and why getting there faster, getting there now, will only help get you further along as you go. So Emerald coaches, just in team cycles, not your commissions, not in any other sales, just in your cycles, can be up to $250 a week. Like I said, unlocks that next level of the cycle bonuses within the compensation plan. It also helps you qualify for leads. January, February, those are always great times to qualify for leads because more people tend to be getting started on things. And I'm not sure if anybody else has been watching late night TV and seen Carl Deichler hop on the TV. Have you guys seen Carl's infomercial? It's like, hi, I'm Carl Deichler here, and I'm giving out 10,000 BOD memberships. Guys, those 10,000 BOD memberships, they go in to the lead wheel, because those 10,000 people that he's signing, I actually got one today, and it came through as customer lead, and I reached out to her and she's like, oh, I just signed up through that Carl, that infomercial thing. So these are people who are going to get Beachbody On Demand. We're going to be assigned a random coach. Let that random coach be you. And that is somebody who I've had leads of mine turn into diamond coaches. I've had leads of mine turn into 100-pound weight loss stories. Like, you never know. In my mind, someone who's signing up for Beachbody On Demand without a coach, they already have that drive. They have the drive, they've made the decision, they're done waiting, they're gonna do it. And now we get the opportunity to coach them along the way. So the leads, not guaranteed. You could get 1, you could get 10. I know last year, whenever everything was going digital and the gyms were closing, I was getting like 20, 30, 40 leads in a month because people were signing up for BOD, didn't have a coach, and they're assigned out. But you have to be an Emerald coach. There's a few other things you do also have to hit Success Club. This call is not about hitting Success Club, but that is also a part of that lead program. And then being the Emerald and having your own 90 PV on HD, like your Shakeology each month, will also qualify. So just want to make sure that's not the only piece, but being Emerald is something that helps you qualify for the leads. It does help build your confidence and credibility. When I used to post and say I'm a coach, I kind of felt like, I don't want to say like an imposter, but I didn't really have any credibility to back it up. Like, I don't have any credentials, and everyone went to school for this. But once my coach gave me that first shout out, I felt like it gave me that extra little boost of confidence to raise my head a little higher and realize, like, this is legit. I'm doing something. I'm building a team. I've got more people joining me. And it really did help build my confidence. And it also, it's not only going to help you build your confidence, but people are going to see that. People who might be following you thinking, oh, she's just posting another selfie, they might see this. Oh, she's being recognized. Oh, she's building this business. Oh, this isn't just this little side thing. She's actually growing with it. So it helps kind of on both ends for yourself, your credibility and your confidence, as well as those who are following you as well. And in my mind, it helps me when my coaches are going Emerald, I now understand they're ready to build a business. Like, they're not just sitting here just retailing. They're not just selling challenge packs, but they're really ready to take it to that business aspect and grow their team as well. So little simple graph picture that Emerald is literally U+2. You do have to have a coach on your left and right leg. If you're brand new and you sign up 2 coaches, it's going to default 1 left, 1 right. So there's not anything that you have to do. I know I am like super into my downline, and when a coach signs up, I'm always looking, no matter where it is in my downline, I'm like, where'd they go? Are they on the right leg? Are they where they need to be? Once you add more coaches, the placement part will matter, and you can talk to your upline to make sure it's going to the right place. But just understand, in the beginning, 2 coaches, right leg, left leg. And anytime you log into your back office, you can always see which leg your coaches are placed on. So just want to make sure you guys saw that there. We talked about the perks there. So like I said, believe that you can do it. So if you, like, I took me 30 days to go Emerald. I think it was like on the 30th day that I had gone Emerald, because when I started, I didn't really understand, right? Like, I'm not really sure what this business is. And it wasn't until I had got my sister to sign up where I was like halfway, and then I went to it. And it was believing that I could do it. You might see someone on your team getting recognized. And I don't want to downplay it to say it's just 2 people, because it's big. It's your first advancement and it's something to celebrate. But at the same time, guys, it really is just 2 people. You could sign up your mom and your dad, your siblings, your best friends, your in-laws, your husband. Like, you could do it in an instant. So as we're going through this call tonight and somebody pops in your mind, grab that little Post-it that's sitting there where you said, I am Emerald, and start thinking about who are these people who that could be your first couple customers. I always like to refer to it as a dirt list. The people who would just come and buy dirt from you, like because they love you and know you and trust you already. And they're the people who you can straight up be honest with. Maybe you don't have all the answers. Maybe you don't know exactly what this business is all about yet because you're still figuring things out. But you know that these products are powerful, that these groups are amazing, that these programs can help change someone else's life the same way they have done with you, and you straight up ask those people to help you. So getting into a little more detail on the list, you're always going to hear sign your spouse up, sign your spouse up. Obviously, make sure they're aware. You never want to sign somebody up without them being aware. But my husband was always my biggest supporter. And I know it's not always the case, but I was always upfront with him to let him know that I had belief in this business. That, once I kind of, tuned into a couple of these calls and I heard some people's stories and I learned more about what I could do and what other people had done, and I knew that this was something that I could do too, I got him on board. 7 years later, guys, he's still drinking a shake every single night at 8 p.m. I'll be here, the blender going here pretty soon. Every single night, not because I'm making him, but because he supports me. He likes them. He believes in it. But I had to first get his support. Ask him, hey, will you do this with me? Like, try it. And yes, I made a shake for the first several years before he learned to make it himself. But he did it. And he was not my first for me. It was my sister. And then I got him signed up. But your spouse, you can always sign them up with a refresh challenge pack. Obviously, with Beachbody On Demand, you don't need to have 2 Beachbody On Demand memberships. So a really common way that people will sign up their significant others with a 3-day refresh. It's kind of dual purpose. You can get a refresh if you've not done one yourself, and especially if you're newer in the business. It's such a great way to get quick 3-day results. Talk about something that is different from the fitness aspect. That's different. And I don't, I try to stay away from like the whole idea of it being like a cleanse or like this, I very explicit that you're eating food. It is a detox designed to help clarify your body. And like, I don't want to make it sound, because we're always like, we're not quick fixes. And then here we are, we have a 3-day refresh. So I am careful in how I word it, but I will do them about 3 to 4 times a year. I usually do them sometime after the holidays, usually sometime in the midsummer, maybe after traveling, if that was happening. But I really do, I do them, I promote them. I like them, and it is a great way if we're a newer coach to have a product that they can start, finish, and promote along with it. So that's one of the most common ways that significant others will sign up is with a 3-day refresh challenge pack. When it comes with the Shakeology with that, you have the option of getting the bag or the packets. I always get the packets, even right now. Like my last, what did I order? I placed an order at the beginning of January anyways, but I got a box of packets with it because I like to keep packets on hand. And in the beginning, I used to sell off Shakeology sampler kits like crazy because so many people were seeing what I was doing. They were watching, but they didn't want to necessarily buy a bag of Shakeology. I learned early on that if I gave anybody a shake or two, that it wasn't enough for them to see the value, to feel the difference, and chances were they weren't buying anything else. So I don't give them away. I do sell them. I usually sell them if it's somebody I can hand them to. I would just sell them at the $4, which is what it costs for the packet. I'm typically mailing them, and I just do $5 for the packet. I'm not making any money on it, but in my mind, if I can sell somebody a week of Shakeology or 6 days or whatever it is, I won't do anything less than 4. I try to do a week of it. But if I can sell them a week of it, chances are they're going to find the flavor they like. They're going to find a recipe that they love, and they're going to want to join with a full bag after drinking it for a week. So that's one way that you can take getting your significant other on board to support you. Enrolling them with a challenge pack can help you get that 3-day refresh, and it can help you get Shakeology packets, which you can then leverage down the road to sell off to people. I also keep them, again, when traveling was cool, I would also keep the Shakeology packets on hand just for when I was traveling. It was just easier to pack them up that way. Obviously, parents, in-laws, siblings, you can kind of see the list going here. When I had talked to, I know like sometimes I'll hear, well, my parents don't want to do the workouts. Okay, well, don't they eat? Like, don't they, aren't they eating every day? Like, I feel like most of our parents, I can just say that as a bulk blanket layer, most probably need this more than we do. Most people aren't getting enough vegetables. They're not getting enough, superfoods or fiber or whatever it is, where this can help almost everybody. Sure, there's some people where it's not going to work. So you can take this so many different ways. You can leverage if somebody's telling you, maybe you've got this, gym rat sister of yours. Okay, we'll see if maybe she'll support you with the performance line. I have an image that will show you the different ways that you can earn Success Club points and sign people up. The only thing that's going to waive the sign up fee whenever you're enrolling people is going to be your challenge pack. So you are going to, when thinking of signing up your first 2 people to get those first 2 coaches, it is going to have to be a challenge pack that includes your Shakeology or performance line with something. If you have a current customer, even, this is one, I don't have it listed on there. But if you have a current customer, maybe you've already been a coach for a little while, a customer who's loving the products, you can also, maybe they want to try 9-week control freak. I had a customer like that today. Her bod was renewing, and she decided that she would upgrade to get the discount. She's always thought about coaching, not quite there yet, but she's going to go ahead and sign up now that her bod was renewing with the 9-week control freak. So she's getting a new program. So you can kind of work it a couple different ways, but this is what becomes the dirt list. Like I said, the people who know, love, and trust you that you get to straight up talk to. And I'm going to give you guys a couple of examples of, some language. You can take a picture of this, or I can share these slides whenever we're done, in a couple of different scenarios. So the first one here, hey, Lisa, I know we talk about nutrition and workouts all the time. I decided to join Beachbody and do their nutrition home fitness programs and become part of a virtual boot camp. Do you want to be accountability partners with me? Sorry, I can't talk at this point. So this would be somebody, maybe you used to go to classes with somebody, or someone who you just generally, you already had that love of health and fitness and you used to talk about it. And now you're a coach and you're like, oh, well, we were friends and I don't really want to take like that friend thing and now be acting like I'm trying to sell them this thing. Be honest. This is what you're doing. This is what works for you. Let's be accountability partners. So the same way that they're going to go pay Pure Barre a membership, now they're just going to go and join with Beachbody. You're going to earn a commission off their membership and you're going to do it together. So flipping the way you're looking at things, and not, I always hear, I don't want my friend to think I'm selling to them. I don't want my parents to think I'm selling to them. And I think about the person I was before I started with Beachbody. And I think about the person I've become through the process. And I can say without a shadow of a doubt that all of the people who I know can benefit from the products and programs that we have. And anytime I begin to think, oh, I don't want them to think this, I always keep this here. And it's just my little Post-it that says, I'm grateful somebody invited me. And it's just that little reminder that I have to put myself out there and I have to extend that invite to somebody else because someone else did it for me. And this is eventually going to no longer stick to my computer because I always pull it off to show people, but that's truly how I feel. And if you've been around and you've experienced any sort of positive change, you know that you get to have the opportunity to be that person for somebody else. So think about that when you're coming to this, who's on your dirt list, who are you going to reach out to, who are you going to invite, who's going to be your testimonial when you're getting started, and think about that and how it's impacted you, and that you get to be that avenue for somebody else. This one here, hey sis, I decided to go for it. I signed up as a coach. I'd love for you to be my first customer. We can keep each other accountable. I'd love to have you as my first success story. Would you do that for me? So this might be someone who you're probably texting. It's not like it's somebody who you haven't talked to in 10 years, but somebody who you already know loves you and trusts you, that you can just be like, I want you to be my first person. I love asking for testimonials, especially like think about 9-week control freak, brand new program. Nobody's done it before. We don't have results yet. Like, will you do it with me? And we'll be able to showcase our results together. Kind of adding it as we're going to do this together, not necessarily I'm going to tell you what to do, can help take the pressure off. And then the last one down here, hey friend, I know we talked about weight loss before and have been deciding what program to do. I decided to commit to Morning Marathon 100. I'm loving it. I think you'd love it too. Do you want to do this with me? So they all have a similar vibe. I can't remember if I put in the discount coach language. If I didn't, I'll talk about that here as we go in. But obviously, just roll back up. So this part is the how. So how are we going to get them started? You're going to talk to them. You're going to invite them. And then obviously getting them signed up. Like I said, your 3-day refresh is an awesome way to get somebody signed up as a coach who maybe already has programs or products before, a significant other who doesn't necessarily need a Beachbody on demand. But talk to the people. Your work doesn't begin. I don't want anyone on here to be like, I had to sign 2 people up, so I signed 2 people up. I earned my commission and I'm done. Because this is actually just the beginning of the work. This idea is that you get the ball rolling, that you get the momentum building, that these are your first people who now you get to work with them and get them results, because then you get to showcase the results, and that's what's going to build the snowball of your business as you continue going. So as you're finding these people who are like, okay, I'm in, tell me what to do. Often the easiest is have them do what you're doing. If you're doing 9-week Control Freak, have them do 9-week Control Freak. If you're doing Morning Meltdown, have them enroll with that one. MBF, get the jump ropes, do it together, whatever it might be. Talk to them about what it is. If you've kind of been around the block a few times and maybe this person's just getting started, 21-day fix still never fails. I've honestly been recommending MBF to the people who are just starting out. 9-week Control Freak is not a beginner program. I think Autumn was pretty clear about that. It's not for pregnancy either. So as I'm talking to people, I give them my experience. I loved Bar Blend, and everybody who follows me knows that I was a bar lover all last year. I did the complete program 3 times, and any time that I could fit it in. So I will tell people about Bar, and then I'll often recommend MBF because it's 21 days. And it's enough for somebody to get started and finish and get results and build that momentum, that consistency to then take it another 21 days. So for me, those are the 2 programs that I've been recommending. If they're not ready to do 9-week Control Freak where I'm at right now, I go to my other 2 favorites, Bar Blend and MBF. So whatever yours is, whether it's the program you're doing now, like I said, 21-day fix is also another good one that kind of can fit anybody, but talk to them, find out their goals, and then suggest that program for them. Now, I know that we are going to be coming out with an actual preferred customer program. So we don't have it yet. When I think about when I'm signing up people as customers or coaches, I go back to how signing up as a coach impacted me. And when I first started, I did sign up as a customer. And on day 16 of the 21-day fix, I signed up as a coach because I was convinced that quickly that this was something that I wasn't going to be willing to go without. Now, it was initially because I was getting a discount on the Shakeology. I did not want to stop Shakeology. I was a stay-at-home mom. I made $0 per month. We were paycheck to paycheck. It was already a question of how I was going to afford it to begin with. So the idea of simply saving $15 on my Shakeology was enough for me to go to month 2. So I know not everyone is going to sign up as a coach from the start. I didn't. I was a customer for a whopping 2.5 weeks before I realized that I didn't want to stop it. But for me, if I didn't know that I could save that $15, I don't know if I would have signed up as a coach. I might have said, you know what, 130 bucks, too much for me. I can't swing it again. I'm out. I'm sorry. Thank you. Goodbye. So I always think of that. I think of it when I'm offering the options to people. I make sure that they know we have 2. You can be a customer or you can be one of my VIP preferred customers. And I let them know, yes, you're going to sign up as a coach the same exact way that I have. You'll get the same exact discount that I get. You have no coaching obligations, but if you ever decide you want to, the opportunity is there. And I give them the 2. Some people are like, nah, that's okay. I'm going to stick with customer. But more often than not, my coaches will say, I'll take the discount. Like it is, and if you know, especially if you're new, just make sure you realize this, it's the same cost either way. Your cost to sign up is the cost of the challenge pack. The cost as to sign up as a coach, that $40 sign up fees waived if you buy a challenge pack. So it doesn't cost anymore. The only difference is next month, that person's going to save 25% on their Shakeology, where if not, they're just going to pay full price. I have customers years and years in who still pay full price for everything and don't bat an eye and have no desire to be a coach. And that's totally fine. But for the person like me who needs to save 15 bucks on the next month's Shakeology, they're going to take that discount option. But what happened to me when I signed up as a coach is my coach went ahead and just puts me into her team page. And then the curiosity got to me as I saw these posts. I saw the celebrations. I saw recognition. I saw SC boards. Not that I knew what they were, but they looked cool. And their names are on them, and people were getting recognition. And for the stay-at-home mom that was covered in spit up and, you know, completely sleep deprived, I saw that as the biggest opportunity. I was like, oh my gosh, like I want to be their friend. Like I want to be their friend. I want to be on the board. I want to, like, I started seeing them. And then a Monday night team call was posted. And I was like, what if I check this out? And that got my ball rolling as a coach. So everyone's story is different. And maybe you came in completely different and you can't relate to that at all. But understand that 7 years ago, I was a customer. I became a discount coach because I needed to save the $15 on the Shakeology. My coach added me to her new coach training group, even though I never said that I was interested in any part of this business. And the curiosity got me. And 7 years in, I'm still going strong. So I, for that reason, offer everybody the coaching opportunity, because you never know what someone's backstory is. And you never know if this is the thing that they've been waiting for. Maybe they didn't know how to tell you that they wanted to be a coach, but when you threw it out there, they had the opportunity to accept it. So keep that in mind. When I am signing up, you can use the coach link generator. It's like TBV 411. There's a link where you can create your links for everything. Honestly, I use ShareCart all the time. At this point, so often people have accounts. I mean, in my spam box, I found the email that the coach sent me when I bought T25 back in 2000, whatever. Like, most people had an account before they ever joined with you at this point. So when you use ShareCart, you are then making sure that the person who signs up is going to be linked up to you. So I always do use ShareCart, and then obviously once you get started, once you get them enrolled, it's getting them the results, because it doesn't stop there. In fact, I'd say that's where, in the National Wiggle Call, she said it today. The girl's like, I remember Kim Fitzpatrick saying, your work doesn't start, or your work isn't over when you sell the challenge pack. That's when it's just beginning. And obviously getting them into your challenge group to get them results. Because in the end, that person who signs up as a coach, who maybe they didn't necessarily want to do the business, but gets really good results, like 16 days in, like I did, and sent a text message to every, girlfriend who had a baby the same time I did, like, look what I just did. That's how I got started in my business. It wasn't because of social media. It wasn't because I knew the business. It was a 21-day fixed program that I love, and before and after pictures that I texted out to my girlfriend. So just keeping that in mind. I'm going to show you guys about the placement, just if you have to change it or check yours. Like I said, brand new coach, sign up your first 2 coaches. You don't have to do a thing. Your first 2 coaches are going to automatically go to your right and left leg. But when you log in to your My Business, it's this graphical genealogy. That is the button that you're going to click on. And I usually go bottom left or bottom right. So you're always going to want to stay on the outside. You don't want to build in the inside. That's how you hear of like the abandoned coaches. You always want to build on the outside. So maybe you've even been, like, if you've been around for a while, like if you've been signed up as a coach but haven't necessarily been working your business, but your upline has, or other people on the team have, you likely could have other people that have been added to this picture, and you're like, there's all these people there and they're not mine. That's okay. Those are people who are just going to contribute to your volume. They're all part of the same downline, but they're not your PS. So when you're looking, and if this graphic doesn't show it, but when you can click on the little people, again, you're going to want to say bottom left or bottom right, whichever leg you might need somebody on to get your one-on-one. So clicking these, or you can click on the little people again, but you would want the little people to be out in there. Does that make sense? Check on, is there anything in the chat? I see stuff, but was there anything on there about the things? So when you use ShareCart, they no longer have to do a coach change form. Correct. So when you send a ShareCart to somebody, it might say, you are shopping with Melanie Mitro, but you are assigned to Megan Blinka. Would you like to change your sponsor coach? So they'll see what it is. And if you've ever sent a ShareCart, like I had one of these, I sent the ShareCart and it showed up completed, and it looked and it said, your customer chose a different coach upon checkout. So I was like, we ended up having to switch it later. So I think she just messed up, but it actually told me that in ShareCart. So ShareCart is, to me, it's like a really great tracking tool. You can tell if somebody has viewed it. You can tell, whatever that they have, I don't even know what it is. You sent it, viewed it, and then purchased it, I guess, for the 3 different categories in ShareCart. So whenever they've purchased it, like mine actually said like purchase, but with it had like, I don't know, something purchase with a different coach.
Where is it?
All right, any other questions? I see a couple of things. You mentioned the coach fee monthly so they aren't surprised. Yes, Caitlin, I do mention the coach fee because I don't want them to be like, well, what are all these charges? So, and like I said, I have to look to see if I actually had the language in here or not, because if not, I have it saved in a note and I can pull it up and pop it in here. But I do let them know that, I always, it's like, okay, last question. I have the option to sign you up as a VIP preferred customer. This cost is the same either way. Only difference is as a VIP customer, you're going to get a coach discount on your monthly Shakeology, or it's really easy if they're getting like the deluxe where they're getting multiple things. But I would say you're going to save $15 on your Shakeology every month, and then 25% off everything else. There's a $15.95 monthly fee. And I have a graphic too. I don't think I can put a graphic in here. I also have a graphic that sometimes I'll send along with the text that shows like retail customer. Maybe I'll drop it in the Dream Team page after the call. But it says, write it down just so I don't forget. But it just says the cost as a customer and the cost as a coach, so that you can visually see it. But I do let them know what the breakdown is. All right. How do you advertise the sample packets to sell? I actually don't advertise that publicly very often. Every Christmas I used to do a Shakeology shake off. I had a picture of my daughter in front of the Christmas tree. I think she was 4 when I took it, and I used it when she was 4 and like for 4 years following that because it was the cutest picture. And obviously it got to the point where I was like, this doesn't even look like her anymore. But it was literally a picture of my daughter with shaker cups filled, because you know they send us one with everything we order now. So it was a shaker cups was filled with Shakeology, and it was like the Shakeology shake off. And I advertised it as I have a limited number of, for everybody who's ever wanted to try this, but never had, or never was ready to actually invest in a full month of it. I'm offering a limited supply of 1 week sampler kits with a variety of flavors. DM me to claim yours. You could do it as a poll, you could do it as a post. But I looked at it as I'm doing this because people have asked. Because I know, and even if nobody's told you that, I promise you, if people have seen you drinking your shake, they've wondered what it is, and they've wanted to message you about it, and they are hesitant to buy a month of it, because that's how I was for the longest time. So you can do it. I think it'd be super easy to do it in stories, but you could also do it as a post. But I keep packets on hand at all times just for that reason. All right, cool. I just felt like that was a good, if I missed any other questions, let me know, but I just felt like that was a good stopping point there. So I am going to get a little mathy on you, because I want you guys to understand how this volume can really compound. Because in the beginning, when you hear you cap out at $250 a week as an Emerald, and you might make $250 in 3 months, you're like, I don't really understand. Like, that girl's way over my head. So I just wanted to show you. And this obviously takes time to build up. So it's not like this is like going to happen when you hit Emerald on Thursday. But this example here just shows you left leg, weak leg, left leg, right leg. So if you hear people talk about weak leg and strong leg, and that's referring to your volume. If you're part of a working team, you've been around for a little while, you likely have volume that's built up on one leg. Nobody has to build your volume for you. So if you are in a place where nobody is above you, that's fine. You're just building it all yourself. But if you are fortunate where you have one leg stronger than the other, or like once you get your first working coach under you, you'll see how quickly that one leg will really begin to grow. You'll begin to see the legs will be in balance. So this is how the cycle bonuses work. So it's a 2-to-1 ratio, or a 1-to-2 ratio, I guess is how I put it on this slide. So it basically takes 300 volume points. So if I just look at this very first example, I just want to show you guys what the volume could equate to. It takes 200 from one side and 100 from the other side. So if you look here, this was me trying to type in Canva and get mathy on you guys, but this 995, this is my weak leg. So it's going to take 100 from my weak leg and 200 from this leg. So whatever's left over just gets carried over. So as long as you maintain your active status as a coach, any volume that's building as you go, it keeps growing and carrying on with you. So you can see what's in there, and when you look at it, you can understand that that is all money. Money sitting there waiting for you to advance, to grow your team, and essentially cash in on. And that was always really motivating to me to see it, the volume numbers begin to grow, and realize that if I rank advance and my volume grows, I get to then earn this cycle bonus. So your commissions are cool. You earn $50, $60 off a challenge pack, but now you can start to earn this other stuff that really grows on the side as you grow your team. So like I said, 9 cycles, take 900 off of this one, and then it would be double that because it's 100 to 200. And so these would be the numbers that would carry over to the next week. So 9 cycles, if you were an Emerald coach, off your cycles that week, it's $126. So if that was your average for a month, you just earned $500 extra that month in cycles. Not your sales, not your commissions, not signing up new coaches, not your bod. That's literally just your cycles. And if you were a diamond, which we're not talking about on this call, but just know that your cycles go up, it actually would be $162 on the same exact amount of volume. So if you're someone who likes to kind of, I'm going to be in the now, but I'm going to also look to see what's possible, the volume is what makes up the majority of my income at this point, 7 years in. The volume comes from building a team. So if you start out now and go Emerald, and then you're like, oh, that was easy, so I'll just go Emerald again, and then you help teach your team to go Emerald, and you begin to add these coaches into your downline and your volume grows, that is how a sustainable longevity of a business begins to happen. So I'm a former accountant, so every now and then I do like to pull out a little bit of numbers just to show you guys. That was always really motivating to me because I knew that this was something that other people achieved already before me. And there's no difference from anyone who you hear speak on a call or where you are today. You can do it if you have the time to put in and the consistency to get there. So once you are Emerald, you're going to see it flip over on Thursday. So if you signed up 2 coaches today, you're technically not Emerald. Everything flips over on Thursdays, just with our Beachbody week. Thursday to Wednesday flips over that next Thursday. And this is where you really celebrate it. You want to take the time, like your coach hopefully will shout you out. That's one. I always take things, I shout it on my Facebook, I put it in my stories, I put it in my team page, because it is a big deal. But don't stop there. Once you go Emerald, understand 2 people. So you go Emerald, and then you go Emerald again. And that is my goal every week. Rachel Mitchell had shared on a call at one point, my goal is to hit Success Club every week. And I was like, oh, I like that. Success Club Weekly, SC6 times 4 weeks in a month would get you to 24 points a month. I thought that was a very reasonable goal. I was like, okay, SC Weekly, that would be a good goal. And then I'm like, okay, what if I add a coach a month or coach a week? So at least one of those coaches or customers, SC points that I see, so 6 a week, 1 of every 6 I aim to be a coach. That's just my own role or my own goal there. That would put me going Emerald at least twice a month. So whatever yours is, think about it, set it. But the idea isn't to just go Emerald, because going Emerald once, you're going to see that $14 cycle bonus, and you're going to think I'm crazy when I said you can cap out at $250. It can happen. You just have to keep doing it over and over and over again. And then when your new coaches start, those coaches who maybe they just signed up because they wanted the discount with you, but they got started and then they loved it, you get to tell them, hey, you know that same way you signed up? You can sign up 2 of your friends the same way with the same challenge pack. You'll earn the commission. You'll add them into our group. You don't have to do your own, but now you can begin earning commissions and helping your friends and family too. And it was that simple of an approach is how I got started. That's how I got my very first coach of mine to Emerald that helped get me to Diamond. Was as simple as, you got results, tell your friends. Tell your friends, sign them up the same way you did, and it's that ripple effect going forward. So I wanted to share this with you guys just because it is the end of the month. Like I said, the only way that you're going to be able to sign up as a coach and waive that $40 sign up fee is with a challenge pack or a completion pack. So you do have to actually order one of those options. But here are just the other ways that you can hit Success Club. Just a little reference. I actually put this in my midweek coach email every week, just so people see it, that these are the other options for you to earn Success Club points. Because while Shakeology is awesome, and your challenge packs are your total solutions, and that's what's going to waive the sign up fee when you're getting a new coach started. What if you have a new coach who doesn't want Shakeology or doesn't want Performance Line, but thinks those beach bars are the greatest thing since sliced bread, and has a child like mine who you have to hide them or he eats 3 a day? That's Colton, and Colton would live off peanut butter beach bars if I let him. I could buy a 3-pack of beach bars just for Colton every month, and that would be an active coach for me. So understand that it doesn't have to just be, when you're thinking about Success Club points, that it isn't limited to just your challenge packs, that we do have other options that will help you earn Success Club points as we come up on this last week of the month as well. So is there any other questions in here? I'm going to stop the screen share. I scrolled way up. Still scrolling. All right. Do you add your first person under your discount coach on your week leg? So it's going to default. I don't even know what it defaults to, Kat, as far as where your first person goes. When you're just getting started, honestly, it doesn't really matter because there's really nothing there yet. There is some strategies. Some people will tell you, put your spouse or significant other on their weak leg. Other people will tell you, put your spouse or significant other on your strong leg. Like, I've heard both arguments. I always looked at it as, I mean, I feel like once my husband was signed up, I learned about this stuff anyways, it didn't really matter. If someone's just signing up as the first time, I'd say more times than not, I say put the spouse on the weak leg, because you can push other orders. Like, I can order, like I said, we consume a wild amount of Beachbody products in this house. So I use the Digestive Health, I use the collagen. We both use Shakeology, Performance Line, Hydrate, Recover, Energize, Beach Bars, Daily Sunshine, my kids drink every day. So we have a lot of volume that by putting it through my husband's account, if he were to be placed on my weak leg, that would add all of that volume to my weak leg versus being just under me personally. So it now becomes a coach of mine, my coach's volume versus just mine. So that's where having your spouse signed up can really come into play. And I know that that's, if you're like, that might have, like, it might have gone over your head. So if it was confusing, don't dwell on that. Just understand that the benefit of having a spouse or significant other signed up early on is that as you continue to grow, you have the opportunity to leverage that account in other ways. And like I said, my husband, he knows that he's a coach. He knows he's signed up. He does the business with me. We work out together every day. He uses all the products. Like, he very much is aware. Be careful, because you cannot sign them up without them knowing. But I can put the volume, I can put all those orders through his account, and it's now my coach's volume, not necessarily mine. Does it need to be a subscription, or can be a one-time purchase? First off, I never, ever, ever order anything as a one-time purchase, because you pay like astronomically for shipping. I actually did a video on my team page the other day. Guys, I ordered 14 items and I paid $2 to ship it, because I despise paying shipping costs. So what I did was I ordered Shakeology, and that was my $2 shipping. But you know how Beachbody offers all those special offers? I added like everything, and I got free shipping and like 10, 15, or 20% off everything that I added. So it was like Shakeology was my packets that I was telling you guys about that I just ordered. So it was like a box of packets, but that kind of triggered certain things to become discounted, right? Like those special offers that pop up. Now, if I just do, and I play around with it, but I got Digestive Health Collagen, 3 boxes of the Beach Bars, 2 Hydrates, 2 Energizes, 2 Recovers, Collagen and Digestive Health. All of them were discounted except I think Collagen, and then they were all free shipping. So I don't ever do a one-time order. And then what I do is I'll then go in, like I keep my Shakeology HD, because I don't want to ever have to worry about not having my 90 PV on HD to qualify for leads. Then I'll cancel the other auto ships, because we consume so many products that the 40 scoops in Energize and Hydrate versus the 20 in Recover, like I'm always all over the place. So if you've ever, like, and I told my customers this, like I told my challenge group, because how often, like, I'm way more likely to buy something if I know I'm saving something on it. So if somebody, it's like when you're signing somebody up with a challenge pack and you tell them, hey, Energize was 20% off and free shipping, so I added it to your cart. If you don't want it, you can take it out, but that's that thing you see me drinking every morning and dancing out to, you're going to want it, trust me. Like, you get the option to add all these things at a discount, so take advantage of that. So I do it personally, but I also let my challengers know that you can add all of these things to your cart under a one-time order. And then if you don't need them all to ship 30 days from the day you order, you can either adjust the shipping dates in your back office, or do what I do. I just cancel them, and then I'll make another ginormous order again. So that's just me maximizing the volume points that are going to go under my husband's account without ever having to pay the shipping for them. But your question was, because I got sidetracked, because you said, where was it? Does it have to be a subscription, or can it be a one-time purchase? Your account, to qualify for the Success Club leads, you personally have to have 90 PV on HD. Other than that, anyone else's customer orders, whether it's a subscription or not, doesn't matter. The volume points are the same. The difference is, to the person making the purchase, you're going to pay more for the shipping. So Evelyn, let me know if that doesn't make sense, because I know I totally went off on a tangent there, but it doesn't technically have to be a subscription. We don't get SC points for existing customers who order Beach Bars, etc. Right? So it depends. So let's say that Jess is my customer, and last June, July, she signed up with MBF, and she just bought a challenge pack. She was just a customer, bought a challenge pack with MBF. never heard from her again. And then in January, she's like, oh my gosh, that Beach Bar you sent me as a sample, because I do that too. That Beach Bar was so good. I'm going to order a triple box of them. If that triple box is on HD, you would earn Success Club points for that. So you can earn Success Club points for a triple box of Beach Bars, or if maybe it's someone who's like, oh, that Energize mocktail thing you make in the morning, what is in that? Energize, hydrate, oh, and I want collagen. If you ordered those 3 things on HD, that would be 90 PV. It would be enough to get you a Success Club point. So you can, as long as you just only can earn 2 points per customer every 6 months. So if somebody ordered a couple products in November and then again in January, you wouldn't necessarily get the Success Club points. But if it was June that they ordered a challenge pack and then in January they're coming to you and they want to buy some products, as long as it meets that 90 PV on HD, then yes, it would count. What is digestive health good for? Well, it's basically fiber is what it is. I have Crohn's disease, so I just always like take extra good care of my gut health and digestive health. I've been drinking digestive health in my shake, honestly, since digestive health came out. I remember they explained it when they came out that Shakeology initially had like X amount of fiber, and they were like, whoa, that was too much fiber for a shake. So they pulled back on what they put on Shakeology, but you could have more. So it's like easier, something soluble, I don't know the right word, but it's more soluble or easier to digest in that digestive health. So I just add, and I don't add a whole scoop. That one is 20 scoops, which is again why I order things randomly. I use like a half to maybe 3/4 of a scoop of it, but I do actually just blend it in with my shake. Doesn't change the taste or anything. That question was specifically to qualify for SC. Oh, so Evelyn, to answer your question, to qualify for Success Club, yes, your personal orders have to be 90 PV on HD. HD is home delivery. So that's the auto shipment. So essentially, like if you ever hear people are like, I don't want anything on an auto shipment because they don't like auto build. I'm like, I know, I get it, because I'm super weird about subscriptions, but I'm also more weird about paying $15 to ship something. So by buying Shakeology on HD on the home delivery, it's $2 to ship. But if you do a one-time order, it's $15. So I'm always like, no worries. As soon as you place your order and it processes, I'll send you the link tomorrow and you can actually cancel your HD. So I'll tell people that. Or like I had one in my calendar today to send the message to so-and-so. I was on, well, supposed to be yesterday, but to message her because it was 3 weeks since her order. And it was, hey, do you want to keep this HD or not? But so I put a little note in my calendar to remind them. So I let them know that it, like all challenge packs, you can't get around that. A challenge pack comes on HD, you cannot change that, but the other items that you can change, and it just means auto shipment. Morning mocktail, Energize. Well, I don't know. I put collagen in my shake for my morning mocktail, but I do Energize. I do half a scoop of lemon and half a scoop of mixed berry is what I'll tell you, but I really do like 3/4 of a scoop of lemon and like 3/4 of a scoop of mixed berry. And then I put hydrate in it and it tastes delicious. And I have it every morning and afternoon. And yes, I'm highly addicted to it, and worse things you could be addicted to. It's so delicious. What's the amount in Canada? I am sorry, and I do not know. I know it's more. I know shipping to Canada is not pretty, but I do not know the exact numbers to ship to Canada. Is that your monthly subscription Shakeology that you paid $2 to ship? Yes. So I add, you know how you're checking out, if you add your Shakeology first and just order Shakeology, go to the checkout screen and it lists all these offers that you can add. So it's like you can add 20% off this or 15% off that. That's what I was talking about. Do you keep asking recurring customers if they want to code for the discount, or do you leave it alone after they don't answer? I'd say it depends on the person. Some people, like I'll send them a message, like just a little reminder, you're still paying, you know, this much for your Shakeology every month. Like I have a girl, she's like my most loyal customer. I've used her as examples in different presentations. Nancy, girlfriend buys everything under the sun, never on HD, pays out the booty to ship it, and is not interested in being a coach. I can't fathom spending money on shipping and not getting a discount that you could, but she doesn't care. So she doesn't. So I don't ask her anymore because she knows the opportunity's there and she's not interested. Somebody else, I might ask them if they want, let's say customer A, they're enrolling, I offer them the 2 things and they say, no, I'd really rather just stay as a discount or as a customer. I might wait if they're rocking the challenge group or they're, you know, checking in every day and they love their shake, or especially if they ordered the deluxe, which gave them Shakeology, Energize, and Recover when they got started. I will remind them. I try to go 3 weeks from my order date. So like, let's say somebody orders today, you just go and make a note in your calendar 3 weeks out that says, follow up with Nancy to see if she's interested in the discount. Or even 4 weeks from today, no, because it's 30 days from shipment, right? So if you did it 4 weeks out, you would have enough time too, but whatever you're comfortable with. Because if they're loving it, it's easier if they're loving it and enjoying the group to then say, do you want to switch over to our discount option? Cost is going to be, you know, this, and this right now as a customer, or it's this much as a coach. So it depends on who they are, but I do follow up and remind them if they continue buying things every month. What link do you send them for canceling the subscription? It's just the chat. So they can go on to like the customer service chat and just say, I'd like to cancel my Shakeology HD. Or you can do, like, there's a prompts, if you log in, like my account, if you log in, my account, my orders, if you click on Shakeology, it won't let you cancel it right there, but it'll prompt you through and connect you to a chat. That's usually how I do that. My best friend is a military spouse. I talk with her every Tuesday. How much would a challenge pack be? So challenge packs are still the same. The difference for a military member is that they don't pay the monthly service fee. So I always tell people, as a thank you to our military, we waive the service fee for all active duty and spouses of active duty. So that it's different. $15.95, $16.91, $17.17, wherever state you are, they're a little bit different. All of the fees are a little bit, you know, that roughly $16. Military don't have to pay that. And it's veterans. So it's active duty, spouses of active duty, veterans, spouses of veterans. Can your customer switch from VIP to preferred customer with no issues when it comes out? I don't know the answer to that, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know if anyone else on the call knows about how, when the new thing rolls out, can your customer switch from VIP? So if they're essentially a discount coach, can they switch to the preferred customer? I don't actually know the answer to that. I'll be honest. I know that that's coming, but I know that there's things to be ironed out. So I haven't spent a lot of time trying to understand it quite yet because it's not here yet. It's also for vets, but not at the same time. Does anyone know when the actual date for preferred customer? I feel like it's in May was what they said, but I don't know that there's a date yet. It's one of those things that it's like coming, stay tuned. I mean, you figure Success Club trip was supposed to be end of April. So a lot of times they'll kind of piggyback those things off of events. So I would assume that when the Super Saturday happens, like the spring Super Saturday event, that they'll probably have like an actual definitive date by then. Oh, there, Amanda. It'll automatically switch from coaches to preferred customer if they don't sell anything in 6 months. Well, there you go. Fair enough. That would be perfect. Thanks, girls. Good deal. All right. Well, I think I got all the questions. If I missed anything, let me know. I wrote down, I will share with you guys the little image. I'll post it in, I'll just put it in the Dream Team page, and then some of the girls that I'm like in pods with, I'll drop the image. But anytime I talk to them about switching to a discount, I'll put the language in there too. So what I say about these are your two options, and then I'll share the image. That way I don't have to misspeak here. I'll just put it in the chat bar or in the post, in the challenge group. I'm done. Brain's done. I got nothing left in me. So I'm not even going to pretend to talk anymore. If there's anything that I can answer, any questions, let me know. I'm happy to help. All right. Good night, everybody.